Steve, what about you guys over at Adobe? How are you guys using different pieces of content?
Yeah, I think it's, again, we're kind of a weird example because we make kind of the tools that make it all happen. So, I mean, from my perspective, we do a mix of stuff that goes online and our brand and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, from my experiences, I think to back up what basically all three were saying, the cool thing, I think, and this is what I see all the time, whether that's feature film, whether that's episodic television, that is really going, say, in an environment like Netflix or something like that, right through to short form, right through to branded content. The ironic thing, I think, and this is the shift. The shift is that, it's cliche, but the content is king, right? Content now truly is king, because if I was to go back, 15 years ago, and I was to ask an organization like, again, the building we're in, what is the thing that they worried most about? Well, it was the antenna, because that controlled how the audience got a hold of the content they were producing. And then the next thing they cared about after that was selling ads. And then the third thing they cared about in priority order was the content that they put over those antennas, right? And I think it's inversed, right? So now it's the content, because it's the only thing that derives your differentiation. You can't just depend that people are going to come to you because you've been ordained by, pick your governmental organization, the FCC in the US, right? Because they said you can reach that audience. Anybody can reach an audience. So really, what's going to differentiate you? And I think the good news is producers, and this is the thing that I see all the time in news and sports. In the US, in Europe they call it a bit different, but in the US it's the predator, right? So if anybody's worked in news and sports, the producer, editor, and now the producer has to edit and do the content themselves and go direct to air. In Europe, I was just in Europe for a month, and a lot of broadcast organizations are going to what they call a web-first model, where the video journalist has to be able to shoot, edit, add graphics, brand the content, clean up the audio, and put it out to the web.
And craft service as well.
Yeah. And at the same time, and then maybe out of the 10 stories that have made it up online, one piece of content will come out. And then referencing the Netflix, like if you look, Netflix example, if you look at something like House of Cards, I mean, House of Cards delivers 13 episodes like that. I want to be able to binge watch it. The difference that means on a production deadline is that instead of that episodic once per week, you have to deliver 13 in one go. And by the way, the budget isn't necessarily any different.